Altyd lekker om jou hier te hê, Lindie, gaan dit goed?
Ja, dit gaan baie goed, dankie Christie.
Wonderlik, jy sê die verkeer is bietjie erg.
Joe, nee, maar dit is bedrywig. Almal lyk vir my hulle is op pad iewers heen of hulle kom van iewers af, maar die paaie is vol.
Parkering is vol, oral
Alles is vol.
maar dit is lekker. Hou daarvan.
Ja, alles is vol.
Business Lunch with Coach Lindie, and we've got in the studio Pria, Panu from Gradlinc. Pria, good afternoon and welcome.
Hi, thank you very much. Very excited to be here.
Oh, I can't wait to hear what you have to say. Lindie, let's go.
Yeah, and of course, Pria is the business manager of Gradlinc, and she's going to tell us all about what Gradlinc is and what they do. But just leading us into the conversation, Pria has actually got a law degree. She practiced in law for many years, and she's got an MBA.
Wow.
And yet here she is, not practicing law, but involved with Gradlinc. So Pria, welcome. Tell me the story. So what made you leave law and jump into this opportunity to head up Gradlinc?
Thanks, Lindie. I love how you put it. I think a couple of years ago, I just sort of asked myself, do I want to continue practicing law? It was sort of at that point in my life where you've got to make choices. Is this going to be the end goal or not? And I wanted to try something new. So then I pursued my MBA. And during my MBA, I had the opportunity to start working at Gradlinc. And I've pretty much been a pig in mud. Very, very happy ever since.
I can just see that image of pig in mud ever since. And it's almost like your passion has found you, yes, and you're just enjoying yourself, right?
Yeah, it's such a pleasure. It's such a beautiful environment to be in.
Yeah. Okay, so for our listeners, please explain who's Gradlinc and, where, what do you guys do?
Okay, so Gradlinc is essentially a graduate recruitment platform, but we have certain factors that distinguish us from other platforms in South Africa. So essentially what it is we have a very heavy emphasis on working with all of the universities, both state and private, in the country, and specifically their career platforms. We also have a very heavy emphasis on work readiness and employability. So we have a lot of functionality built into Gradlinc that specifically focuses on not just, presenting a Gen Z candidate into the workplace, but ensuring that that particular candidate has the necessary skills in order to slide straight into the work environment. I think it's definitely advantageous for Gradlinc that we are locally built, and again, working with the universities, we understand that sort of landscape and the culture a little bit better. And then another distinguishing factor of Gradlinc, or aspect of Gradlinc, is we've built our platform in such a way that the students on our platform are already verified. So essentially what that means is if you are an employer out there and your needs for your next hire is, for example, an individual with a BCom law, just as an example. So when you're on Gradlinc and you filter through and look for the BCom laws, we're essentially providing you a guarantee that that person actually has that qualification or is working towards that qualification. So yeah, Lindie, that's essentially who Gradlinc is.
And and Gradlinc is somehow, maybe just explain the link with the University of Stellenbosch. How does that work? Because you guys are on campus and there's a very specific link between you and Marties, right?
Yes, thank you so much, Lindie. So Gradlinc is actually a startup initiative from Stellenbosch University. And basically what happened was a few years ago, they saw the need to address graduate employment. And more than that, they also saw the need for support for career officers at all of the universities in South Africa. I mean, if you think about how it is at the moment, you have you have career officers, because of capacity, with 2 or 3 people trying to cater to the needs and service student databases of tens of thousands of people. So this is where Stellenbosch University went, maybe we should automate the whole thing and create a platform that can actually assist all of the career officers in the country with all of the universities. And, so then Gradlinc was created, and we're very, very proud to say after, the young age of 18 months, this is exactly what we do.
And it's incredible. And I've been involved with Gradlinc, Christy, and the team. And even the team are young, upcoming professionals, very, very passionate about this mission about creating employment opportunities for graduates out there. Please also maybe just mention the fact, and I do know this, but just explain that, what is so amazing is that the technology is locally developed.
Yeah, so I think that's probably one of the best things about Gradlinc. So we have a dev team or a dev company at Gradlinc. They're local. They understand the needs. They are somehow connected to the university. They're within the family, and it's been locally developed specifically with the needs. So the reason why I say this is very special is those specific algorithms that you need when you're working in the graduate recruitment space or hiring process are things that have already been understood by, Gradlinc and the dev team. So when we say, for example, the verification process or our built-in filtering systems that we've got on the platform, or the fact that they already know the landscape of all of the universities in South Africa, both state and private, it's definitely advantageous to be locally developed.
Definitely developed towards the exact need of this amazing platform creating opportunities. Christy, we're going to come straight back because I'd like Pria to even more explain how this actually works, and specifically also the advantages for employers out there looking for graduates or people they can employ.
We'll be back after this on Helderberg FM. Busy with Business Lunch with Coach Lindie, and she's chatting to Pria Panu from Gradlinc. Before you carry on, I just want to ask Pria a question there. I suppose you ask the students that just graduated an amount of questions. Is one of them, how long did it take you to obtain your degree? Because then I won't qualify. It took me 7 years for a 4-year degree. So.
That's always a tricky one, so we choose not to. In all honesty, if anyone asks me how long my LLB took, I'd have to admit an additional year.
Okay.
So it doesn't really matter. You're absolutely not alone.
Thank you. Lindie.
So Pria, we've just spoken in the break the fact that you've went from 0 students to over 8,300 registered graduates on the platform ready and looking for job opportunities. What has the growth been with employers? And also, second question, what are the benefits of employers out there looking for people that they can employ in terms of using Gradlinc?
So, Lindie, those numbers just make my heart so happy and warm because Gradlinc has basically been in existence for 18 months. So when we say we've got a database of 8,300 verified students on the platform, what I mean is 18 months ago we had 0. So if we're talking about our employer database, 18 months ago we had 0, and today we have a database of nearly 450 employers.
Wow.
Incredible.
And it's individuals and companies from small to medium to large. So we are very, very proud of our numbers, and we're very excited to see what happens by the end of the year and into next year.
So what are some of the advantages for employers linking up? And I do know you also have various offerings, maybe advantages, and how do the packages of membership work?
Yeah. So the biggest advantage, there's so many.
Yeah, of course.
So I've written a few down, but what's most important for this audience to know is because Gradlinc has been developed locally and is affiliated to the universities in South Africa, our pricing is significantly lower than all the other platforms. Yeah, so you can check out, and we're constantly running a lot of specials. Like we're running about 5 specials at the moment on Gradlinc because it is recruitment season. So we're constantly thinking about our market from small to large, because a large, sort of company is going to be looking for something different. So we don't disregard a small or a medium and only, sort of build things towards the large larger employers. And bearing that in mind, the other advantage that Gradlinc has is the fact that we've got the personal touch. So every single employer, regardless of how big your company is, you could even be a sole proprietor, you get a dedicated account manager assigned to you. So you actually have a human being who you can call or WhatsApp or email and go, listen, I want to do this on the platform. How do I do it? I'm not getting a lot of hits on my job description. Can you advise me on how I can improve it? What about this? I've got this special opportunity. Perhaps it's a bursary or an internship. I would like an opportunity to maybe showcase it on Gradlinc.
Brilliant.
Again, startup mentality, everything goes. So we've got our webinar series, for example, our panel discussions. What we do is consistently invite our employees and students in universities to all of these events, so then they can also showcase themselves.
And create a little bit of a network amongst themselves, right?
Precisely.
Yeah.
And then from an HR perspective, I think it's important to add that one on. The biggest challenges, when it comes to human resources in South Africa, I guess worldwide at the moment, is the fact that you are inundated with paperwork with limited amounts of time. So the way Gradlinc has been built is efficiency and time management are key factors. So it's literally a two-step process in order to publish a job on Gradlinc. And because of our built-in filtering algorithm, if you are looking for a very specific candidate, let's say you're looking for a lady from this university with this qualification, with X amount of years of skills or whatever, you can actually filter that. So ordinarily, a human resource officer would be, or a talent acquisition manager would get, let's say, 5,000 CVs,
and
youth
get
unemployment.
it filtered down to,
Precisely. And we will give you 25 or 30, but relevant, so you're saving time.
But it's also important that you mentioned, recruiters that can benefit from using Gradlinc, so I think it's a question of collaborating with everyone out there, creating a link between who's available to be considered and who has got possibilities and opportunities.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, from a recruitment perspective, we love it when the talent acquisition managers and HR individuals come to us themselves and they go, listen, this is what we're looking for. We've given them opportunities to actually speak, on our shows and go, this is what the market is saying about what they want. So are you the right person? And it's beautiful.
It's been fantastic. What has been some highlights that stood out for you over the last 18 months? And I mean, your face just lightens up, so I'm sure there's a list, but could you mention one or two really highlights for you?
Like I said earlier on, it's I feel like a pig in mud. Gradlinc is a project I'm very, very passionate about. So I'm very excited that you asked me about the highlights. I wrote down a couple. So I think... So we are a startup, and in the startup environment, competition is very important. Gradlinc was a top 10 finalist at Africa Tech last year, which is a huge deal.
Yeah, that's a huge deal.
We were top 10 startup for Startup of the Year at Innovation City. This year, regional finalists at GSA Africa, which is Global Startup Awards Africa. We've had 2 very successful panel discussions. I'm loving the conversations on LinkedIn on the Gradlinc page with regard to the one that happened now in August. And then personally, and this is where the smile came from, the very fact that, at the end of last year, we set ourselves milestones. We want this number of students, we want this number of employers. And I mean, we're not anywhere near December, and we've hit our milestones. So we've challenged ourselves and we've increased our milestones, and let's see what 31 December holds for us.
Such a dynamic team, Christy, and they're really moving and shaking the landscape of employment in South Africa, for sure.
All right, after this, we are going to continue with the last session of your Business Lunch with Coach Lindie. Business Lunch with Coach Lindie, last session. Lindie.
Pria, talking about the amazing service that Gradlinc provides, what are some advice for listeners out there, maybe both graduates or employers? Any advice that you could share?
Yeah, I love that question, Lindie. Thank you so much. So we work with Gen Zs on a daily basis. We even have Gen Z team members. And, there's this huge misconception about this generation.
Absolutely.
And I think the best advice, or before the best advice, the thing that I would love for everyone to know is this is the first generation that's coming into the employment space that has grown up in the tech environment.
Absolutely true.
And we are operating in the tech environment right now. We can talk AI and ChatGPT and, all of those fun things. This is the world that we live in. So now imagine, harnessing that power of Gen Z
Absolutely.
in your workplace.
Such a strength.
I mean, your trajectory is just upward from that stage. And this is a very this is a very special point for all of us at Gradlinc, and it literally is the focus of our annual report this year, which is, should company culture be adapting to Gen Zs, or should Gen Zs be adapting to
Very
company
relevant
culture?
question.
Exactly. And the way that we're balancing this or figuring this out, which we elaborate on in our report, which has now launched, is having these conversations and seeing how we need to benefit from one another. It's inevitable that Gen Z is our future leaders, and they know what they're doing. They do things
They're so
slightly different.
so comfortable in their space.
Precisely. So take that, harness it, nurture it, and it's going to be wonderful.
I said over radio the other day that technology is the accelerator in business, and so harness that, use that opportunity. Don't be scared, employers. Jump at the opportunity. These skills are available. Pria, what are some lessons learned in this space over the last 18 months?
Yeah. So I think every day is a lesson. And I'm saying this with a little bit of a giggle in my voice because, again, when you're in the startup space, it's just a whole thing. But I think two lessons that I can think of right now. One is there is no such thing as a bad idea. So when, Gradlinc first came about, you have that template, like, I need to market, this is what I need to do. And this is based on advice and basically how everybody does it. And you sort of, we tried all of that. Some of it was very successful and some of it not. And then some of our most successful marketing and advertising has come from the smallest idea. So that's why I say there's no such thing as a bad idea. We have sort of like a theme going with our weekly strat sessions where we go everything on the table and we discuss every single thing. So it's a yes kind of, I know that sounds a little cheesy, but it's like a yes attitude that we keep.
You write your own playbook as you go along.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And then the second lesson, I think, is the power of relationships.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So,
I believe in that.
Yeah. The more we talk to people, and it's so important, the more we talk to students, the more we talk to employers and universities, we understand what they need, and that's how we build the relationships. And that's why Gradlinc is as successful as it can be at 18 months old.
It's incredible. Pria, what gives you hope? There's that sense of expectation for the future. So what gives you hope in this amazing industry and opportunity that you're involved in?
It's the students, 100%. Lindie, we, again, like I said, we deal with this generation on a daily basis. To give you an example, I mentioned that we had our panel discussion in August, and we had two Gen Zs as part of our panel discussion. And listening to these two individuals and what they had to say about, company culture and adaptation is, they're the epitome of where the world is going.
And their thinking.
Their thinking, their processes, their logic. I think it's beautiful. And I think this is part of the reason I keep saying, let's not misjudge this generation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's actually quite unfair.
Yeah.
Quite unfair. And I just love you guys challenging these conceptions out there. And I think, employers, recruiters, everyone out there, jump in and become part of the conversation. And let's really challenge unemployment, because it's been said that there's enough opportunities out there that is every employer out there just employ one person will eradicate unemployment in this country.
Absolutely.
It's a start.
Yeah.
So let's take hands and let's make that a reality.
But I think it must be very satisfying to know that you helped a student to get a job
Oh,
wherever.
Yeah.
You sleep well at night.
Oh, yeah. Every day.
It is an incredible success story and one that makes me so happy, Christy. And then also listening to Pria, a strong leadership in the space.
Absolutely, yes. Must agree.
Knowing where she's going, has got big hopes, and they are really transforming the landscape.
Thank
so
you.
Really proud of you, Pria.
Thank you.
And the whole team at Gradlinc, the camps and everyone. Well done.
Thank you.
Done.
Yeah, we have a great team. I've very affectionately often joked with them that if anyone tries to leave, we're going to have some problems. Yeah.
But they're all happy, and I mean,
They're all
who
happy.
would not want to be in a happy environment where we get to do good?
Absolutely.
Priya, where does employers and HR consultants, anyone looking out there, listening to us, where do they get hold of you, as well as graduates that want to register on the platform? How do they go about? Where do they get hold of you?
So, Lindie, we've made Gradlinc and the team members as accessible as possible. The easiest one is the website, gradlinc.co.za, Gradlinc with a C at the end. We are all over social media, LinkedIn, email. Email, the best address would be support@gradlinc.co.za. But if you just Google Gradlinc with a C at the end, you will find us. We're very easily reachable.
Oh, that's amazing, Christy. I'm just so in love. I'm just in love with this concept, and I so love Gradlinc and the work that Priya and the team is doing.
I must agree.
Thank
you feel
you.
like that as
Fantastic.
well,
Yeah.
being inspired today.
Cool.
Fantastic.
I'm very happy to hear that.
And we wish you all the best, Priya. Keep on doing the good work.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thanks for being
Have
here.
a great day.
Thanks, Priya.
Bye.
En Lindie, vir jou sien ek volgende week.
Absolutely.
Same time,
Same place, different
There you
date.
go. Thanks, Lindie.